Okay, the two histograms show how precisely Lou threw 50 darts with his right hand and then 50 darts with his left hand. Study the two histograms, right? So dart throwing, you have the board, you have the dart in your hand, you're trying to hit the bullseye in the center, right? So it looks like this, right? And this is the bullseye, and you have the little darts with the little feathers coming off, and you're throwing it. Obviously, one hand's going to be better than the other hand, right? So then the first one asks estimate. So the estimate is the clear piece that you need because there aren't exact numbers, right? So here, when we look at it, this is between 0 to 3. There aren't actually numbers there to give you the exact number that it is, right? So it's that range. If it gave you exact numbers, then we could tell you, like, actually draw the box plot, right? So for the right hand, we're going to do it right here. Right hand, left hand. And I'm going to do it in different colors. Okay, so right hand, we're looking at our range, right? So here's 0 and 18. This is going to be the end of it. So if 0 was right here, this is where we would start. 18 is where we would end. And then we're going to have a box somewhere in there, right? What you have to determine is where the middle, the center would be. And then you have to figure out what the first quartile and then the third quartile would be. And this is all estimates, right? So when we look at this, here is your data, right? And if I were to look kind of in the center, and again, your numbers will be different, right? So if I will look in the center, somewhere in the middle here is going to be my center for this. So we're going to say the median is right here-ish. And then you look at your, when you look at your quartiles, right? So the first one I might put here. I might put the second one here because if I look at it, there's more data right there. Oh, that was ugly. There's more data here and it just drops off, right? Here, there's a little bit of hole, so I'm going to move it a little bit that way, right? So you're just looking at like, okay, so here's all my data. Where's the center of it? And then I'm going to cut those pieces in half again, right? So if I were to make my box, maybe right here would be my second one. And then my third quartile would be somewhere after that, right? So here is the box that I'm drawing, right? Okay, and this is my center that I'm looking at. My left one, on the other hand, is a little bit different, right? So this starts at 0 again, that bullseye, and then it ends at 15. So here is 0 and then 15. This is the data that you can totally see, right? The center is a little bit different because it's going down like this, right? So there's more data on the left hand side, so we're going to go with that our center is going to be more towards the left. You're not just splitting it in half because there's way more on the left hand side. So I'm going to move it a little bit, somewhere right here, right? And then again, we're just estimating. So if I were to make my center, what did I do with it here? And then I would cut these in half again. So here's my quarter right here, and again I see there's more data here than there is at the end, so I'm going to make it closer to that part. And I'm this looks messy and you're like, I don't know what's going on. It's because I'm just estimating, right? So I just cut it in half and then I cut it in half again based off of the data, right? So here I've got it closer to there and then about 9-ish. And then I'm going to draw my box plot. Again, this is estimates, right? When we give you actual data, like very concise data, then we'll tell you to draw an accurate box plot. Okay, compare the center, shape, spread, and outliers between the left hand and the right hand, right? So when we look at this, the center, we're talking about, center is the mean or the median, right? So which one would give you a better representation? And that's based off of outliers. And look at your previous notes to see which one will be better for that. Okay, it's a previous toolkit. The shape. So here are the shapes, and I haven't had a lot of experience with this either. So what I do is I just Google it, right? So Khan Academy is a really good source to use, right? I Googled shapes of distribution, right? Because this is a distribution of data, right? So we look at this. There's different types. This is symmetric. When you say symmetric, that means that you can fold it in half, right? We're talking about the same thing on each side, right? Like a butterfly. If I were to look at a butterfly, right? That's symmetric because it's the same on each side, right? There's my little antennas. Okay. So a butterfly, we talk about leaves, certain leaves, very symmetric because if you fold it in half, it could be the same on each side, right? So symmetric, if this half looks like this half, right? Left skewed is where there's more data on this side and it's skewing off to the left. Same thing with the right skew, right? it's all on the left-hand side, it's skewing off to the right, right, going down. So I can look at this one. For my right hand, this is very symmetrical, right? Because if I fold it in half, it'll kind of match up, right? The left hand one, this one is more right skewed, right? Because it's skewing off to the right. That's what we're looking at. Okay. High temperatures, this is called double peaked because there is 1 and 2 peaks that we're looking at. Cups of coffee, this one is also, we're left skewed here. And then results from die rolls, this one is uniform, right? Because it's pretty level across, right? Not only is this uniform, but it's also symmetrical because you can fold it in half. So it can be more than one of these when you're looking at the data. We will probably be doing more practice with this, but you can always use your resources, right? And then looking up images is my favorite way to do it. If you want to look up words, if you want to look up videos, that's totally fine to do, right? Or just ask me. Okay, so part C, is Lou more precise throwing with his right hand or his left hand? Oh, sorry, spread, right? The spread going across